Hello, everyone. January 12th. Beautiful day here. Uh, you know, lately I've been hearing a lot of negativity about people running other people down, and I'm not all about that bullshit, we'll say. You really don't know somebody else's story or what they're going through in life, and I think there's more depression now than there ever has been. There's more, a lot more that people deal with now than maybe that people have dealt with in past years or something like that. But you really don't, until you know somebody else's story and what exactly they're going through, it really doesn't give us the right to judge other people and stuff like that. I don't think it's cool running somebody down and, and talking behind their back and all that stuff. I think if you're going to say something to somebody, you got to say it right to their face. It's not, it's childish for one, and if you're doing it, and if you're running down somebody else, and you think it's cool and stuff, it's not. I think people that do that are just bullies, and I think that they're insecure about themselves, and they have to talk about somebody else and how shitty their life is, and run them down and all this other foolishness to make themselves feel good. That's not what it's all about, folks. I mean, it's too short. Do you really want to waste your time on that foolishness? I mean, I really can't sit here and say there's certain. Uh, I mean, people have come and gone in my life. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, and that's I've tried to. I've had a couple friends that I've reached out to, and I've tried to make means with them, and or a couple of friends, former friends, will say, but and I still don't know what I did in those situations, what I did wrong, but and I've tried to apologize, and but they've decided to keep me out of their life, which is fine. Like, people move on, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and badmouth them. That's what kind of a man would I be doing that? So before you run somebody down, you think about what you're gonna say, and it can be hurtful because I guarantee you there's gonna be some time in your life when when you're gonna go through a trial or a situation or something's gonna happen, a job loss. I don't know, maybe the tragedy in your family or anything like can happen, and would you know, it's not worth sitting there because you don't know what that person's been through, and they could have been through any of those things I just mentioned. But I encourage everybody to not do it. I encourage people to be uplifting, be positive. I get we all have shit days and stuff like that, and I do myself sometimes, and I get down on myself, and I get hard on myself sometimes, but there's always another day. But we don't have any right to judge anybody else. Yes, I believe it. It says right in the Bible, like, don't judge others, right? We're not supposed to. So I'm not sure where it is, but I've read it before. But I think in this day and age, we're too quick to judge. We're too quick to put a label on somebody. Uh, there's things I don't like. There's things I don't tolerate, but I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't have any right to judge people myself. So, and and if you're doing that, like I said before earlier in this video, don't maybe look at your own life before you start running somebody else down, because you're probably got insecurities in there somewhere if you're running other people down and bullying other people. My family grew up. My father, God bless his heart, he'd go door to door selling apples, oranges, have a Christmas wreath on his arm, and Dad did what he did, worked in the woods, fished, worked for Irvin in the woods, and Dad never. My father still goes out to the woods every day with a chainsaw, and he's 70 years old, and I love my parents dearly. You only get the one set, but there were seven of us kids, and we were a little bit, we didn't have everything that everybody else had, which is fine, and it made me who I am today. I appreciate everything I do have today. But I wouldn't say I was bullied in school, really. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, and I know what it's like to be the only one in class sitting there, with just because your family's considered. We weren't poor, but we definitely weren't rich either. But I know what it's like to be the only one that's, left out in a situation, and then it's not cool, But it's one of those things that it makes you a stronger person when you become an adult, and it's but I mean, it's not that kids were mean to me and stuff like that. It's just I mean, I think it's just when you're younger and stuff, you have a different way of how you look at people and stuff like that. But I know what it's like to be picked on and bullied and all that sort of stuff. And I was there, and I still, but I also I don't necessarily blame those people. I've never seen some of those people again in my life either, but I think it's just what kids do, right? But anyway, yeah, getting a few scraps back in the day too, and when I've had enough, I've had enough. So, but people left me alone after getting a fight or two there. I used to train in kickboxing and stuff, and I would never start nothing, but after a while, I just said, I know that, when you're trained, and I said, I'm not putting up with this anymore. So, but anyway, I love life. We're only here for a short time, folks. Let's try and be nice and kind to each other. This judging stuff, it ain't cool. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and a little long-winded here, but keep on keeping on. Enjoy life. Don't ever stop. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Don't bully.